Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about why people actually struggle with money and why I don't expect it to change, because I already know for a fact that these are some of the reasons that this will continue to happen. And if you want to change your financial freedom journey, if you want to change your life, then this is a video for you. If you've never listened to anything else before, this is something that will truly help to shape your financial destiny, change your journey, change your trajectory, change your life. You see, for me, growing up, I did not have much. That may be the opposite for other people. And when I say didn't have much, I mean that I couldn't necessarily go out and get a new pair of shoes. I had to wait either for my birthday or for Christmas. And it was one of them. It wasn't both, right? So I wasn't getting two pairs of shoes a year. I was getting one. With that one pair of shoe, throughout the time that I was 8 years old to about 16, right? I had to understand that I needed to only get the best pair of shoes that I can get, which was high tops. Why did I get high tops? Because if I got low tops in New York, it would rain and it would snow and my feet would be covered. If I got boots in the summer, it would just be too much. But if I got high tops, I could always go out with that. Even in the snow, I would have to like jump through snow all the time, but I didn't have boots. So, I mean, that's what I had to do, right? So high tops was my way of understanding that I could still walk out in any weather condition and not feel stupid, okay? But these are the things that I had to think about growing up. These are not the things that most people have to think about, right? And so this led me to transform my brain to be more efficient in processes and doing things. I also remember a time when I was 16 and wanting to play football. I did not have the money or the funding to do these things, which means I didn't go to combines. I didn't go to 7-on-7s. I didn't do all the things that students would do to typically get scholarships. You know what I had to do in order to get my scholarships? I had to email 200 schools. I got one Division I offer and two Division II offers, and one I couldn't accept because of my grades. So again, the lack of opportunity because of financial strain has caused me to have to look for alternative ways of getting my stuff out. And this is something that my coach could have done on my behalf, but when you're working with the academic system and your coach is just paid through the school, they're not necessarily invested in your future. They're only invested in right now. So if anybody's watching this who grew up with me or went to high school with me, you can understand that you are literally in charge of your future. Nobody is going to coddle you, and nobody's actually going to show you what to do, right? Also, another thing that I want to highlight is that when people are going to college, your friends, the people that you grow up with, even your family, no one is necessarily talking about what they're going to study in school, right? There's absolutely no guidance. All you know is go to college and be great. But you have no guidance. You have no understanding of what it truly takes to be great, what you will make at the end of your financial journey, right? And so all these students, they go to school and they have so many regrets. I know I do. I have some regrets, but I made the best of it, right? Because after getting my biology degree, I then started to implement it in my resume, and I ended up getting more job offers because of it, right? I was always working while in school, and so I was a manager. And when I graduated, I was able to become an area manager at Amazon. From that, I was able to transition to a general manager of a restaurant. From that, I continued to stay a general manager at a restaurant, and now I work in the health insurance industry. So I was able to leverage that resume not only to become an area manager, but then to work in the restaurant industry as a GM and manage an entire store. This led to me having a decent income above the average salary, but it also required me to work above the average hours of the American today. Now, why are we so different from those today who are not financially capable of managing money? 60% of people do not manage money effectively. And here's why, right? When you're spoon fed, when you're given everything you want, and I always bring up the shoe analogy because when I was walking in the rain, no shoes, and I had to wring out my socks in class because they were so wet, and my feet were going to be messed up if I kept them on, I would always go to the back of the class, wring out my socks, and put it behind my chair. And I would always think that nobody saw me, and probably they didn't. Who knows? I don't care. All I knew is that people didn't have to go through the same struggles. Because they didn't have to go through the same struggles, their experience is different with money, right? Their understanding of money is different. When they can always have something, when you can always have something, there's no need to delay it. And this is why I talk about having a phone. Why would you have a payment plan on a phone? Something that is, to me, cheap. And I'm not even going to lie to you. Some people might say a cell phone is expensive, a $1,000 phone is expensive. That is very cheap. And the fact that you have to put that on a phone plan is ridiculous to me, right? Yes, you have to pay your phone bill every month, but you shouldn't also be paying off your phone. If you have to pay off your phone, you simply cannot afford it. There's a lot of people who just unsubscribe today. And that's okay. You know why? Because no one else is going to tell you the truth. The truth is that if you can't afford something, go and buy something cheaper. Yes, you need a phone because everybody makes excuses for what they do in life. And trust me, I've heard them all. So I'm going to tell you them now. Oh, I need a phone, right? I need a phone to work. I need a phone to contact my children. I need a phone for my protection. I need my phone to get around. I need my phone for this, and that. Guess what? Metro PCS got a phone for $40 that can do all those things for you. All right, I need a phone to FaceTime. There's plenty of apps that you can FaceTime on. Go on Snapchat. I guarantee you there's a video call. Go on Facebook. I guarantee you on Messenger you can do a video call. Go on WhatsApp. I guarantee you can do a video call. FaceTime. We can all learn how to use technology. So that $50 payment that you're making every month, you could have made once and had a paid off phone. What could you be using that money to invest in right now to change your life in the next 5 years? You see, my 5 years is so important to me every 5 years that I know I'm going to be exponentially great. In fact, I'm looking into 2024 and I'm just like, wow, Rich, again, clockwork. I already know. Whether I have a job, whether I don't, whether I keep investing, whether I don't, I'm always going to maneuver through life being richer than I was the day before. Nothing is going to stop me from doing that. You see, a lot of people have that same motivation. I'm not going to knock anyone's motivation. That's the one thing that I won't knock in this video. Because people are motivated to get things done. And if you're not motivated and you know it, you might be even better than those who are motivated, because if you were motivated, now you're a real problem. I wish somebody would tell me I'm just not motivated. That means you know what to do, you know how to do it, and all you got to do is have something at the end of the rainbow that motivates you. Oh, well, I'll be your motivational speaker if that's all it takes. Tell me right now, if you're not motivated in the comment section, you're going to be the easiest person to get to financial freedom. But if you're motivated and you're just struggling, you just don't understand how to get things done, if you just don't understand how to be financially free, okay, now we have some work to do. We have a lot of work to do, but that's okay. Your journey is not someone else's journey. Don't look at somebody else's life and say, I have to be there right now. Look at yours for what it is and say, okay, I'm not where I want to be. How do I get there? What steps do I take? How can I transition? The first thing in order to transition is accountability, to stop making excuses for why you can't do something. If you're not disabled, if you don't have a mental block in your head, you are capable of doing what everybody else does within a 24-hour time span. And if you say that life is different for everybody else, that's indeed true. But that doesn't mean you should be broke. There's a reason there's poverty levels. There's a reason there's a middle class. And there's a reason why there's an upper class. And you can be in any one of those as long as you're not disabled or have a mental block. So it's truly up to you on how you live your life. It's not up to anyone else. It's all about sacrifice, and people aren't willing to make the sacrifices. It's all about denying yourself of things that you absolutely don't need but believe you do. If you have a house that's not empty or an apartment that's not empty, and when I say empty, I mean you have a bed, right? You have a bed, you have cooking appliances, and you have a fridge full of food. And you have a paid off cell phone with internet. No cable, no Netflix, no subscriptions, no TV, no decorative items, no flashy massage chairs like I got, no splash background, no whatever, no fancy $200 cooking appliances, no rice cooker, you just got a pot, no nothing. If you aren't living like that, and you're telling me that you're trying, you're absolutely not. But Festus, I have children. Okay? Understand that if you have children, which will never be a mistake, by the way, I just want to put that out there. They also understand that nothing is permanent. I am a true believer that you can change your life in 2 years. Your kids would not remember that all they had to do was actually spend time with daddy because they had nothing else to do, or spend time with mommy because they had nothing else to do. Your kids would actually not remember. Actually, they would remember more that they went for walks with mommy and daddy, that they actually went to the park and played like actual children and didn't have to be on their iPad and watch TV all day. They would actually remember that you held their hands to teach them how to walk, rather than them being in a stroller in order to start to learn how to walk because you didn't want to spend time with them, because you decided to be a lazy parent. Not everybody grew up with strollers. I mean, yeah, I had one of those, so I'm not going to lie and say I didn't, but it's not necessary. I remember holding on to a chair or a table to learn how to use my feet when I was a child, because I'm still not too far removed. And I'm sure that there are some kids or people with that memory of holding on to a chair, holding on to a wall. That's how I taught many kids. My mom had a daycare for 13 years. I taught and tutored plenty of children. I'm very, very good with kids. I love children. And I can tell you that a lot of the times when I was teaching them how to walk, I didn't necessarily use a stroller. I used chairs, I used tables, I used all that stuff, put their hands there, had them use their little legs to keep them up, right? I'm teaching kids how to gain strength in their legs. And so all these little gadgets that people just add into their lives and don't necessarily need. Like, I'm just starting to buy decorative items in the house little by little every single day. And it's not necessary. It really isn't. It's just for show. All that stuff, all that money spending is all for show. I can become a multi millionaire by just not doing these things. But I understand that the happiness of others that come into my space, now I can do that. But only after I've invested $15,000, $16,000, only after I saved $30,000, $40,000 in 1 year, every single year, in order to be financially where I want to be. And that's every year. It's the same goal. I'm investing the same. I'm saving the same. And I just told you how much I invest. And I just told you how much I typically save every single year. My job doesn't allow me to do that on its own. No, it's my investments as well, my passive income as well, my rental income as well, and then my job that now allows me to be where I am. And then on top of that job, I also got a 4% company match that goes into my Roth IRA. And so I'm always improving. I got more money coming in 2 months from now. And that's how I operate. That's how I continue to move. I mean, that's thousands of dollars I'm talking about 2 months from now, just added to my life, just like that. Boom. So again, it's all about understanding delaying gratification, understanding what is important to you, understanding what you need to do in order to get there, and understanding, most importantly, accountability, being accountable for your actions, and then sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice for 2 years? Are you willing to live like no one else for 2 years? Are you willing to say, I'm not going out tonight? Are you willing to say, I'm not going to do these things? Are you willing to say, I am only focused on me right now? If you're willing to do that, then you will be just fine. But if you're not willing to do that, if you have to please everybody else, if you have to show off to everyone else, if you have to be everything for everyone but you, you're not going to make it. You're just not. You're going to continue to spiral. You're going to continue to look at your debt. You're going to continue to look at your income, and you're going to continue to say that you have no choice but to be where you are, and you're comfortable being broke. That's just as simple as it's going to be. But if you're willing to make a change, go ahead and make that change. And if you need help, let me know in the comment section down below so I can make videos tailored to you. Now, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.